Right, hello, this is a branch vlog for 0.2.1.8. This one right here, the migration to enhanced input, or you could say input version 2. Pretty straightforward, probably the first branch I've ever done where I've actually only done the thing rather than, just loads of stuff. So let's jump straight into it. So, right, okay. So originally, everything was in here. Input. There was all the axis ones and the actions. So axis is like up, down, left, right. Actions like use, shoot, aim. Full wall. When I first started doing it in Unreal 4, was it Unreal 5.1? I can't remember. I think it might be in 5.1. Like one of the, when 5 kind of was fresh. This warning was already there when I started doing it. So I finally updated it. So what I did was I created an inputs folder. We have an action for each one of the things, so like an input action. So let's see if I do like change ammo type, you will see it's a boolean, so like true, false, yes, no, 1, 0, and nothing else special. I've just said it's been pressed, so you've pressed it. I don't know. It's obvious, isn't it? But then there's all these other bits. So some of them I use down. Originally I had them as hold, and then realised down is better because hold is like a time. There you go. It says threshold seconds, and I just want you to just press it down. So that's like ammo type, and then if I get like a hold one, oh, what we got? Like movement. Where have I put? Here we go. So you see it's down because it's just the button is down. There's no like holding it for half a second and then it triggers. And you see it's like a 2D vector. Reason for that is there's loads of tutorial videos about the enhanced thingamajig. This isn't really it. I just wanted to show you my transition. So these are the actions, and then I create an input mapping, and then I put all these actions in it. This will look familiar to the input action and axis stuff if you've done like the original way. So you see I've got like all the different things set up. Movement. So where if we pick inventory for example, it's got no modifiers, it's got no triggers. Um, I like to put my triggers on the action rather than the doodah, rather than the context. Let me show you what I mean. So you see, my trigger is pressed there. I could put my trigger as pressed here, and then you can do the usual thing where you can inherit or overwrite, so parent-child stuff. Tutorial I watched did all the actions and then overwrote it. Like, well, did it the triggers in here? So yeah, I guess there's reasons for it, reasons against it. Obviously, you want to override it if the context changes, which I need to look at a further date with things like collect all and jump, because you see they're both the same. And yeah, just both the same, exactly the same. I even replicated it. I did a like right click duplicate, so I did like right click that on. I actually did Control and D, but it does. So I duplicated it and changed it. But that doesn't work now, that collect all. So I need to look at the context, or I need to understand how I need to change. It's essentially the context, isn't it? The context is collect all from the storage. It locks your ability to move your character. So I need to, when it locks it, I need to transition the context to spacebar now means collect all from the storage. So that's to look at. It's down as a bug, but apart from that, these all kind of share the same sort of context. But that's the input mapping. So that's the first bit and the second bit. Then you see all these in pink were the old actions. So some of them were input action. The warnings because I've deleted them all. I did a commit pre and commit post, so I made extra short, it wouldn't be chaos. Um, but yeah, so you can see I used to have a move up, a move forward, and then I'd use like the negative. So, but that meant my movement thing, this was duplicated, one for the X, one for the Y. But with this, with using like the negate ability and the swivel ability, I'll just explain what I mean. Just so the tutorials go into it, and if you go on Unreal, it talks about the swivel thing as well. But essentially, so you've got your modifier is negate, so W. You actually, no, don't copy me on this. My world is mirrored, like Stranger Things. So my W should not be negate. My S should be negate. My W should be a positive value. Positive means going like forward. S negate, so negative going backwards. So minus and positive. Minus and negative. Positive and negative. I don't know what's up on my words today. But and then the A and D, similar sort of logic, but you put it under something called a swivel input axis. It needs to be 2D vector, which makes sense because you know X and Y 2D. 3D would be like the Z, so height as well as um, the X and Y axis. The A and D are correct because negate it goes left, it's negative. D positive it goes right. But yeah, it's something to do with how I've mirrored it, or it may just be that I've done the freaking levels front to back. So I do, I do need to look at that. But the one option is me rearranging everything. The other option is me doing the opposite of what the tutorial is saying, putting my negate on the W rather than the S. But that's what I mean when I talk about swivel and things like that. This one doesn't need swivel, the W and the S. I think swivel's to do with when it flips like the ownership, the axis ownership. So it swivels it to. That's default, by the way, the one that's preset. They're both the same. So I'll show you because it's a nightmare when you just have to guess and you watch something. So yeah, that's default. That's default. You go to swivel input axis, it'll just look like that by default. So I'm guessing when you use A and D, it takes precedence, like takes ownership of this action, and then W and S take a backseat, and that's what that swivel's doing. So yeah, so movement used to be two separate things, almost identical. I managed to chuck it into one, so that's nice. I cut the code in half. Things like camera toggle was like the hash key. I'm only going to look for this because I set out and then I'm going to give up. Oh, I called it camera toggle. Can't even find it. Maybe I just deleted it. Okay. Yeah, but camera toggle. So that's an enhanced input. And then, oh, as you can see, they're all enhanced input except from falling, which I've just kept as event on jumped. That's probably the oldest piece of code in the entire thing now. Sorry, one sec. Oh my god, cover my guts up. That was a close one. You nearly got an earful. But yeah, so sprint. I've done it on started and completed, but on some I've done it on triggered. A bit of investigation. So started. Started goes first. Yes, started goes first, and then triggered. But then there's other ones like completed and ongoing and cancelled, and oh, didn't mean to do that. It's gonna be a learning curve, but you will see that jump. Where's jump? Jump works on started because then it actually works like you'd expect when you press the spacebar. If when I did it on triggered, it was just doing something. It's like its timing was off or something like that. But again, jump code has been simplified. There used to be a jump and then like stop jumping separate, and now there's just one unified thing. So as I'll just do proof of concept. So you start jumping. If you're not aiming, you're not reloading, you've got more than 10 stamina, and you're not jumping currently, then you can jump. Jump the character jumps. Is jumping bull to true? Eat some of the stamina. That's now your current stamina. There's a delay, and then after that delay, stop jumping. Delay is just it's usually like how long it takes for you to like touch the ground, or your character's feet touch the ground again, and then stop jumping, and then recover stamina. Did it? So you will automatically recover stamina once you start eating stamina, using it up. But if at some point I haven't put down as a task, but I might transition it so stamina can't be recovered when you're jumping. But I need to have a think because technically you could recover stamina in real life from jumping. While you're jumping, like your heart doesn't stop, does it? Your blood and your oxygen doesn't stop just because you're using stamina. It's like just because you're running doesn't mean you run out of stamina as long as you pace yourself. So I'll have a think about the recovery stamina logic. But yeah, that's jump. Interact, it's just all the same. A lot of it is copy and paste, just repointing the actions and just making sure like some work on triggered. So this works on triggered. That when I did it on started, it was triggered's continuous, but started was like I'd need to press this button every single time. So like you like millimeters forward, so you got like left, 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 right, 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 right. Like you tapping it, but triggered was constant. So there is definitely reason behind the madness. Um, so toggles, all this. This bit is the non-pink. The non-pink bit is movement. It might just flicker out because stupid surround sound turns itself off without input. Um, so this is like movement, and then that's interaction, that light blue. That's the old stuff. Green is to do with weapons, so we've got like holster, ammo type, reload, toggle weapon, aiming. Oh, I need to pop that up there now. It's an old one. Brace aiming isn't currently supported, but it was in version 1 of the game. I suppose the version 2 of it. Like before I upgraded the sprites, I changed some stuff. So yeah, we've got aiming, all that sort of stuff, fire mode, and then here, right, I'm back. Surround sound went off, and then headset decides, oh, you're not using it, so we'll turn ourselves off too. So, stupid technology is all I'm gonna say. So, yeah. So this bit, the bottom bit, is widgets and menus. What green is weapons. That's interact, old stuff, and just movement. Here, a long time ago, I am quite proud of this. I did it myself. You see, you've got an item, inventory item looper, an inventory weapon looper. Metal Gear Solid, the classic ones. I can't remember if Phantom Pain does it, but you use like the shoulder buttons, and it does like that like an L sort of shape and a reverse L so it goes through all your different items, doesn't it? And it goes down and then right or down and then left, depending if you're doing like items or weapons, and you can toggle through it all, flip through it all. I created that with like a fully functional widget and everything, and it really works well. I just haven't supported it. It's very much a controller. It's a cool thing for a controller, and it's a bit of a faff for a keyboard and mouse person, isn't it? Because it could just pick a number potentially from like a hotkey. So it's here, but it's not currently supported. So yeah, it's just there, sat there. These bits, it's old functionality that isn't really used. It's mostly for debugging. I can't remember what left alt does, but I've kept them there just as like remnants of the past. So a reminder, if something comes up, it'll remind me. Any key, I haven't changed that. Don't really think there's any point. um, Before my headset went off, I just noticed this though, so that's interesting. Why has that died? Let's have a look at it now. Sub goal toggle. How do I delete it? Oh, it's wrong one. It's old, isn't it? It's input action. It's not enhanced input action. Right. Okay. Let me think. Mini goal. Mini. Yeah, it's that one. It's this one. Okay. Mini. Why did I call it toggle? I do not know. Bit of context. Oh, we'll do it on started. Bit of context. This is. I'll show you in a sec. Actually, I'll talk about it while I play it, rather than me just saying it and then playing it and then saying it again. Will be freaking space, will it? It's like Tetris. Nice bit of Tetty. Bad Tetris. It's a very poor man's Tetris. Well, rich man's Tetris, I suppose. Oh, I can't leave it. I can't leave it. Not right. I've got mental. Oh, it'll have to do. It'll have to do. I'll just have to accept the pain. Right, let me play it. Okay. Q. Does that G won't work at the moment because that was one of the functionalities where it added a quest, and tab, if you have quest, tab will make something come out from this side. It'll slide in like a whoosh, and it'll show you your current quest tab sub goal, and that sub goal toggle would be if you had two sub goals. So let's say you had quest, and it was kill 5 mad lads, collect 2 pairs of shoes. There'd be 2 separate sub goals for that quest, wouldn't they? And then you toggle, and it'd show you the sub goals. That's all it was. Um, it does work. Last time I did the quest, it does work. It's just everything's in a complete iterative fluid state. I will move these up a little bit just so ease of me. But yeah, you can see it's a bit more refined now. I will get rid of these at some point, the pinks. But yeah, that's that. If you're wondering what the colors are here, I've just color coded it. So like health, stamina, stress, infection, and they're like the recovery items. Um, that'll probably go at some point because on not this the next branch, not the one after. Oh no, the one after the next branch. Yep, I'll be migrating the 2 data assets from data tables, and like I might still keep the structs. I don't know, but for that one. Might even condense this code even more, which is good because I always have a worry where things like growing arms and legs on a single blueprint, certainly something as important as the main character blueprint, can't be good. I will need to delete these at some point actually because it's giving me a warning because the inputs don't exist anymore. But yeah, that's that. I'll give you a very quick playthrough. So you got like up, down, left, right. You got jump, jump, jump. It looks a bit choppy because I think it must be doing something weird. It's import, you got inventory, you got equipment, craft, crouch. That is a bug. I do need to look at that. Um, what else? What else? Do we have anything else? Oh, run. Hi. But he's not. Ah, right. Yeah, let's fix this now then. Look at the stamina. I bet I need. Yeah, I need to keep pressing it. It's on started and it needs to be on triggered. I bet that's it. Oh, if I've just Rain Manned it, haven't I? There we go. No, no, is it doing it? Ah, do I need to turn it off completed? Sorry, one sec. Let's do. Triggering has been cancelled. The user has started to be evaluated but never completed. that feels right because it looks at your stamina bar, and if your stamina bar is still there, then do it. Otherwise, I might need to rearrange this. Oh, I've done it. No, it's constant. Let me just check something because it might be better to just have it as a permanent button press rather than having to hold. No, it eats it. Okay. Right. If I can't figure out on the next one, I guess I'll have to give up. Um, right. So let's look at sprint. Sprint code will be drain stamina, stop sprinting. So yeah, if your stamina is equal to 0, true, then stop sprinting. But it should also be when you stop pressing that button. I think I might need to figure out another time. So we've got triggered. It's not ongoing. It can't be ongoing. Triggering is still being processed. For example, an action will be ongoing while the user. Maybe. Well, let's just try it. This is turning into a bit of a live code session, so I'll kill it. This won't work, I don't think. Sorry. So maybe I can just get it to like kill it. Right. Okay. We need to look at this. That's for another day. It's just a bit too close. Right. We'll put a bug down for that. But yeah, same again. Same sort of logic. That's all I have to really show. If we want to talk about the next stuff quickly, so it's down as current branch because I've already uploaded and created the new branch. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I just kind of iterate upon it, just as like a reminder, sort of catch up. The next branch, which is the paper. Oh, so the next branch, which is the paper ZD1. It's all very copy and paste. It's not parent child. I want to see if I can get it into like some sort of parent child process. There's been a few updates of Paper ZD since it started, and I just need to. Hopefully, it'll work. I just need to figure that out. I bumped up the next branch a little bit earlier. This one, because this one's down as January, but I thought it's not going to take me what like 3 weeks, even with Christmas. It's not going to take me 3 weeks because either I'll figure it out or I won't. It's not gonna. Can't see it taking that long. And then yeah, just usual stuff. I haven't added any more onwards. It's very much year 3 is after this. Is April 25, so I've left it open-ended. Things will be a little bit slower, but also everything will be. There'll be a lot more new because all the levels you've seen are prologue and prologue. The levels kind of are Act 1 levels. To be honest, they are Act 1 levels, but Act 1 levels will have a different coat of paint. So if we're talking Blender, we're talking like a different material, we're talking different normal map, diffuse map. There'll be different item placement. It will, for all intents and purposes, be a separate level, just with the same, just sharing the same sort of like base, almost like the the prologue is the parent level, Act 1 is the child level that has transformed from the parent, but holds a lot of similarities. So yeah, I'm leaving it open-ended. I'm looking forward to more new stuff, because this stuff's good, but if you've been watching me, it's like, it's like the same freaking levels over and over. And then when I overhaul them from being 2D to 3D Blender, like diorama levels, it's still the same freaking levels. I want to fix the lighting as well, actually. I think the first branch into April, year 3, will be fixing the lighting because that'll be really good. That lighting and like shadows like makes or breaks games, and the shadows look really good when things are going right. The shadows look really good, and the lighting like looks really good. So imagine if I could just get the lighting a bit more peak on point, and then get like the skylight just I guess like just really showing more, just a bit nicer. Like it's getting there, you know what I mean? We're getting there. We're going in the right direction. We can see the future. So that's what I'll be focusing on. Um, the next video, sorry, this one's been a bit all over the place considering I've only got one thing to talk about, that one. But yeah, the next video shouldn't be too long. It'll probably be maybe like a week and a half. Yeah. All right. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.